Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. For this video, I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful Superduo rings. So here is what my ring looks like, close up. And I made all three of these with the lattice ring band. And this one I just changed the color pattern to get a different look. And in this one I did the same pattern as this one, I just changed the colors. So you can make these Superduo rings with 2 different color of the Superduos or 3 different colors. And these two I did 2 different colors. So in this one I have lemon Picasso and bronze. In this one I have what I think is called olivine green, and I don't remember the color of the purple one. And in this one I have 3 different colors. I have chalk white, chalk blue Superduos, and the silver ones are called full Labrador. So I'm going to give you a material list so you can make the rings with this style, the 2 different colors, or if you want you can do it with 3 different colors. I will be showing you in the video how to do it with 3 different colors just because it's easier to see what I'm doing. So let's get started. Here is the list of materials you will need to make a ring. You're going to need 3.5 feet of 8-pound fireline, 2 beading needles, and you can use either a size 10 or 12 needles. In this ring I had to switch over to a size 12 because my white seed beads had smaller holes compared to my other seed beads. You're also going to need 11 4mm bicone crystals and 11 seed beads in 2 or 3 colors. You're going to need a total of 28 Superduos. If you're going to do 2 colors, you're going to need 16 of one color and 12 of another color. In this ring I have 16 purple, and in this one I have 16 yellow Picasso. In this ring I have 12 green, and in this ring I have 12 bronze. So 16 plus 12 is 28. So if you want your color in the middle, like in that, then in that one, you will need a total of 16. So 16 of one color and 12 of another color if you want to do it in 2 colors. If you want to make this ring in 3 colors, again, you will need a total of 28 Superduos. But we're going to have 3 different colors. So you're going to need 10 of one color, 8 of another color, and 10 again of a third color. So in this ring I have 10 white Superduos. So in place of my 10 white, I have 10 turquoise Picasso Superduos. In this ring I have 8 chalk blue Superduos. So in place of them I have 8 cream colored Superduos. In this ring I have 10 of the silver Superduos. So in place of them I have 10 of these pink Superduos. So 10 plus 8 plus 10 is a total of 28 Superduos. So I hope all of this makes sense to you. And remember, I always put the material list in the description bar below all my videos so you could see everything in writing. So I'm going to put all of this information down there below the video. I went ahead and put my needles onto my fireline, and you can see I have short tails, and I made sure that my tails were even on my needles. And I'm going to start by picking up 5 turquoise Picasso Superduos, slide them down, pick up 1 11 seed bead on each needle, slide that down, pick up a 4mm bicone crystal, slide it down, and then cross through it with your other needle. So crisscrossing through this bead. Put your needles together, make sure that they are even, and slide this bicone all the way down to the center of your thread. So it should look like this. Now I'm going to take and pick up 1 seed bead on each needle, slide that down, pick up 2 Superduos turquoise Picasso each needle, slide that down, pick up another Superduo. This is my 5th one. And I'm crossing through this one, through the same hole. Crisscrossing through the same hole. So bring this down. And this is what we have. 5 here and 5 here, but we're Xing out of the middle one. So what I'm going to do, well actually, I have to make sure that my thread is even, so I'm putting my needles together, bringing this down, and it is even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with my right hand because I'm right-handed. So I'm going to put this needle on the mat, and I'm going to take my right hand, and with my needle, I'm going to sew through these 2 Superduos right here. So it looks like this. Then I'm going to pick up 1 bicone and sew through these 3 Superduos, so out of the middle one. Pull it tight, and this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to flip it over, stick my needle on the mat, and take my other needle, because I am right-handed. Right here is where I'm at, and I have to sew through these 2. So throughout this entire ring, whatever we do on one side, we're going to do the same thing on the other. So just like that, pick up a bicone and sew through these 3 Superduos on this side, just like this. Pull your needle through. Stick this in the mat. And this is what it looks like. You want to pull this tight so there's no thread showing. And this is what we have. And you can pop these seed beads in because they will be laying like this, kind of inside. So now that we have this, make sure it's tight. I'm going to take 1 needle. We're exiting out of this Superduo, out the middle one. So a thread here and a thread here. I'm going to take the thread on this side and I'm going to go through this one, this top hole. I'm going to swap over to my other needle, push this one out of the way, and I'm going to take this needle and I'm going to go through this side, so in the opposite direction. So now I have 1 thread exiting out of that side and 1 out of this side, and this is what it looks like. So again, pull this tight. And now I'm going to work with 1 needle at a time. So I'm going to put this one here aside, and I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to pick up a Superduo in a different color, so this is my 2nd color, and I'm going to go through the next Superduo beside it and pull it through. So this is what we have. I'm going to pick up another Superduo, same color, and I'm going to go through this one. Just like that. Now I would pick up 2 of these and put it here, but it's kind of the same color, or it's similar to this, and I don't want it to be too blendy. So I'm going to pick up 2 pink instead of the cream color and put them here. So through this Superduo and pull it through. So there's 2. I'm going to pick up a cream and go through the next one. And what we are doing is we are working our way across to the opposite side. So I'm going to exit out of this one. So I'm going to pick up another one and I'm going to go through this Superduo right here. So I have one side complete, and now I have to flip it over and do the same thing on this side. So I'm going to put my needle here, and I'm going to go to the other one because I'm right-handed. So this is what I have. I'm going to pick up a cream-colored Superduo, go through this one, pull it tight, pick up another, go through this one, and then again I am here, so I'm going to pick up 2 pink and go through the next Superduo to fill in this big gap. I'm going to pick up another cream, go through here, one more, and go through the blue Superduo in the middle. So now I'm going to pull both of my strings really tight, and if you look at this, you might have to play around with these seed beads and these two bicones, because at this point they either want to sink through the back and stick out, or they're not right, they're kind of lopsided. So with the ring, when you get to the next step, it changes its shape and it has a really nice dome shape. So you can see that these seed beads are kind of sunken in. So I just take my fingernails and I push them in like that. And I pop these 4mm crystals out so they are in the same direction. So just like this. See how it's more flat? So pull this tight, and we are ready to go on to our next row. So again, I just want to make sure that before you go any further, that you make sure that this is pulled tight and you don't have thread exposed. So pull it tight, and what we're going to do is take one needle at a time, and both of my strings are exiting out of this turquoise Picasso Superduo. So I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go through this duo right here. We are repositioning our needles so we can pick up our third row. So out that hole, and then I'm going to go through this hole, just like this. Pull that through. I'm going to swap over to my other needle. So right here's this thread. I'm going to take and go through this duo, go through this hole. So now they're kind of going in the same direction. One's coming out this Superduo, one out there. So what I'm going to do is pick up one Superduo pink, and I'm going to crisscross through it. Just like this, and bring it down. Pull it tight. I'm going to work with one needle at a time again, so stick one in the mat. So you can see that I have a thread here and a thread here. You have to pay attention because you could forget this part. So one's coming out this pink side, one's coming out that side of the pink bead. What I have to do is reposition my needles so I could put beads in here. So it's coming out of there. So it's right next to this hole. So I have to go through this hole. Just like that. And I'm going to swap to my other needle. This thread is right here, and I have to make it go out this hole. Just like this. So again, I'm going to pull it tight. Now I'm going to take this needle, and I'm going to pick up a pink bead. So exiting out of this cream, picking up this bead, I'm now going to go through the next, just like that. I'm going to pick up a 4mm bicone crystal, go through this pink Superduo. I'm going to pick up a seed bead, and I'm going to go through this Superduo, filling in this little hole. I'm going to pick up another 4mm bicone and go through this one. Now I'm going to go back to my pink. I'm going to fill in this hole. And I'm now going to stop here, because if you look, right here is the center, and we're going straight across, and we're meeting in the center, and we're doing this over and over. We're going back and forth like this. So I'm going to stop right here, put my needle on my mat, flip this over, and remember, this is the top of my ring because it's doming, and this is the bottom because it's caved in. So I'm going to take my other needle and do the same thing. I'm already exiting out of this cream bead, right where I need to be. I'm going to pick up a pink Superduo, and I'm going to go through the cream one, the one beside it. Just like that. I'm going to pick up a crystal and go through the next Superduo, this pink one, and fill in this hole. Oops, got caught up there. Just like this. I'm going to pick up a seed bead and fill in this little hole here. Another crystal, fill in this hole. Another Superduo and fill in this hole. So now I'm at the center again. Let's pull this through, and I'm going to flip this over so I'm at the top. So right here's the top of my ring. So I'm going to pull both of these strings really tight. So now what I have to do is pick up a Superduo, the last one, and I'm going to crisscross my needles through it. Just like this. And bring it down. It really domes at this part right here. And you might have to fix this up. You can see that it's a little higher there. You just have to push it down. And push this one up. Okay. Let's pull these needles tight, or the thread tight. So again, I have to do what I did on the other side, and I have to go through this Superduo. So I have one string here and one there, so I'm going to take the string on this side, and I'm going to go through this hole. I'm holding it between my fingers so it doesn't loosen up. Taking my other needle, I'm going to do the same thing, but in the opposite direction. Just like this. Now I'm going to swap my needles. Again, make sure you keep your thread tight. It's very important to keep it tight. Really tight. So we're having a really nice dome shape. It's looking really good. Okay, so now I'm going to put one needle to the side, and I'm going to work on the right side. I'm going to pick up, right here we are, in this center pink Superduo. So all the way across, here's the center. So I'm going to take and work on the right side, and I'm going to go all the way around to this one, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side to that side. So I'm going to pick up one crystal, 4mm crystal, and go through the next Superduo. Then I'm going to pick up two 11/0 seed beads, and I have to sew through this 4mm crystal, the pink duo, the 11/0 seed bead, the next duo, and through the next crystal. So all 5 of these beads. And I might be able to do it one time, or I have to go back. Okay, I got all 5 of them. Pull it through. And actually, right here, I'm going to stop at this crystal, and I'm going to work on this side, because see how it's loosening up over here? So I'm going to come over here, pull this, and pull this at the same time. So I'm going to take my other needle, flip this upside down, pick up a crystal, go through this Superduo, fill in this hole, pull it tight. I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads, go through this crystal, the Superduo, the seed bead, and the crystal. Crystal, Superduo, seed bead, Superduo, crystal. Just like this. So now both of my needles are exiting out of the same place on both sides. One out of this crystal and one out of here. So you could see my thread, it's kind of loose, so I need to tighten this up. So pull both threads and tighten it up. You need this to be really tight to keep this ring shape. Okay, so now I'm going to take one of my needles. I'll do my right one again. This one's my left, this one's my right. And what I'm going to do is pick up 2 seed beads. Exiting out of the crystal, I'm going to go through this Superduo. I'm going to pick up another crystal and go through this Superduo. So here I am in the center. So we started here and we're going around, and now I'm in the center of my ring at a Superduo over here. So I'm going to put this needle in my mat, flip this upside down because I'm right-handed, and work on this side. So now I have to pick up 2 seed beads to match this side because I'm exiting out of here. On this side I picked up 2, and I'm going to go through this pink duo, and then I'm going to pick up my last crystal and go through this duo and this crystal. Just like this. Now if I flip this over, you could see that our other string is coming out the Superduo. So I have to pick up my needle and go through the crystal. So both of our needles are exiting out the crystals on this side, and we are ready to add our band on this side. So pull your string really tight and make sure that your beads are sitting right in the top of your ring. And mine looks really good. So we are now ready to add the ring band. I got my seed beads ready for my ring band. I just wanted to show you how rounded this is and how perfect it fits your finger, and it's really comfortable. Okay, so my threads are exiting out of the bicones, and I have to pick up 2 11 seed beads. All of these are 11 on each needle. And then I'm going to pick up a different color. I'm going to do this creamy color, and then I'm going to do 1 bronze. So I have a total of 4 seed beads on each needle. I'm going to slide these down, and we're going to pick up a 3rd color, and I'm going to cross through it. This is the lattice band. If you've done it before, then you probably already know what to do. So pull this down, and this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to pick up a bronze seed bead on each needle, a cream, and a bronze. So 3 in each needle, and slide it down. Now I'm going to pick up another one and cross through it. Bring it down, and it should look like this. Set that down. I'm going to do it again. Bronze, each needle, my cream color, each needle, and then another bronze. Just like this, 3 in each needle, slide it down. Pick up another one of a different color and cross through it. Bring it down. Pick up another bronze on each needle. Pick up a cream and a bronze, just like this, slide them down, pick up another color, one of another color, and cross through it. Just like this. So this is what we have so far. So I'm going to continue doing this. I'm going to do it 2 more times for you. A bronze on each needle, this cream color, each needle, and then a bronze. So 3 on each needle. Then I'm going to pick up another color, one of another color, and bring it down and cross through it. Just like this. Again, I'm going to do it 1 more time. A bronze on each needle, my cream color, bronze on each needle, 3, slide it down and pick up a different color and cross through it. So keep going doing this until you get a ring size that is has 2 of these that are extra, because then it should fit your finger. So I'm going to keep going until I get to that point. So I kept on going, and I have 7 of these little rings right here, and I've figured that this is about a size 8 or 9. So what I have to do next is pick up the beads for this spot right here, these 4 beads, so I can connect it to this side. So looking back at that, I see to make it match, I have to pick up 1 bronze, 1 of this cream color, and then 2 bronze on each needle. Just like this, and slide it down. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to take one of my needles, go through this bicone, the duo, just like this, pull it through. Then I'm going to go through this bicone, put this needle down and swap over to my other one. So here you can see I have one side attached. I'm going to take this needle, go through this bicone and the duo, and sometimes you can make it through the other one. Okay, so I got through all 3, and I'm pulling this. I'm going to get my other string and pull it at the same time. Pulling it tight. I now have this. You can see here, this side matches this side. So if you want, you can try it on your finger, and if it's just a little loose, it's just right, because when we fill in the sides, it shrinks some. So now we're ready to fill in the sides. And what I have to do is reposition my needles. So I'm going to take this needle, and I'm going to go through these 2 bronze and through this cream. Then I'm going to swap over to this needle and go through 2 bronze and the cream. Pull your strings tight because it's loosening up. Okay. Now I'm going to work on one side at a time. I'm going to pick up 2 bronze seed beads, and right here is a little gap. I'm going to skip over these 2 bronze, and I'm going to go through this cream one. So that's why when I pick up those colors, I usually do one that's a different color, because it's easy to see when you go back to fill in the ring what you have to do next. So exiting out of here, I'm skipping over these 2. I'm picking up 2 bronze, and I have to go through this next cream. Just like this. Pull it down. I'm going to stop and go to my other side, because it kind of loses its shape. So pick up 2 11s, skip over those 2 bronzes, and go through this cream one. Just like this. I'm going to do it again. 2 more. Skip over those 2 bronze and go through the cream. Just like this, and pull it tight. Do one at a time or both together. So here's what it looks like. Now I'm going to stop and work on one side till I get to the other side of the ring. Or if it is loosening up on one side, I'll work back and forth doing right, left, filling in the sides. So 2 more seed beads. Go through the next cream colored one. Pull it tight. 2 more. Do the next cream. 2 more. Do the next. 2 more. And through the next cream. So keep going, filling in the sides of your ring band till you get over here, and I'll show you what to do next. So just keep repeating this, putting in 2 seed beads in the gaps and going through the middle one, the cream. So I kept on going, filling in all the sides until I got over here. And here you could see that I just picked up 2 seed beads and I went through that last cream bead. So I'm going to do that here, pick up 2 seed beads. Right here, I have to go through this cream one and fill in my last gap. And I'm not just going to go through the cream one, but I'm also going to go through these 2 bronze seed beads. So to those 3, and over here I'm exiting out of this cream, so I have to do the same thing through these 2 bronze. These are actually bronze iris matte seed beads. They're really pretty and they're not really showing up on camera. So one string's exiting on here and one out of here, and what I have to do is I have to go back through these beads so my strings are exiting out of the bicones instead of the seed beads. So through this bicone and the duo, wiggle, 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 through the next bicone, wiggle it through. Be careful not to break your beads. Sometimes if you force your needle through it can break your beads, mostly seed beads though. So now I have to take this needle and go through this side, and I'm able to go through all 3 in this side. Just pull that through, just like this, and pull your strings tight. So now we are ready to tie half hitch knots on the sides of the ring, which is going to be on this side and on this side with my strings. So now my threads are right here, and what I have to do is I can't tie a knot here. I have to go through the Superduo first. So through this Superduo, now I'm going to tie a knot right here. So I'm going to take my needle, go under, right here, just to catch this thread that is going through these seed beads. Okay, make a loop and go through this loop twice. Pull it down, just like that. Now I'm going to go through, pull the knot this direction so your hole is clear to go through the seed bead. Okay, now pull it through. I'm going to tie another knot here, make a loop, and go through the loop twice. Pull it down. Again, go through the next seed bead, pull it, and if your knot isn't showing here, go ahead and tie another knot here. So through this hole again, make a loop, and go through it twice. Pull this here and pull it down. So now pass through the bicone. So what you're going to do is tie knots between all of these beads. So one knot between each bead. And some of you might think I'm crazy, but doing this really does make your jewelry more durable the more knots you tie. So I'm going to tie my knots between all of these. And let's say, for example, you're going through this one and you're going to tie a knot here. But you can't because it's too tight and you are exiting out of this. So go through this bead and this bead. And when you come out here, what you could do is just sew back through this seed bead, you have to turn it at an angle, so go this way, sew back through so you can get there and tie your knot. And you might have this problem with other jewelry when you're tying your knots. If you can't get in the right place and it's a tight fit, you might have to you know, go through these 2 and then go back and then tie it in that spot. So anyways, I'm going to tie all my knots on the sides of my ring on this side, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And when I get over here, after I finish tying my knots in here, I'm going to take this string on this side and go through these beads, and then when I finish tying knots on this side, I'm going to go through these again. And then I'm going to take the rest of my tail, because I kind of do have enough left, and I'm going to go straight down the sides right here. And if you want, you could tie 1, 2, like 3 knots. And doing this is just reinforcing your ring band, and it's making the ring really durable, and it's going to last forever. So keep going and using up most of your thread. Try to use up as much as you can, and when you get to the end, cut it off. And remember, do not ever cut your thread at a knot, because the knot will come undone. It always happens. So keep going, tying knots. This is it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and like me on Facebook. And don't forget to share pictures of the lovely things you've made for my videos on my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching.